Why cooking at home is better than eating out. Imagine yourself after a long day's work and you're just tired and you don't even want to think about going home and cooking. So what you think about doing is going through the drive-thru and getting something quick to eat. There's nothing wrong with that. So you go and buy yourself a large meal, which consists of a hamburger, large fries, and a large Coke. After a few times you do this, you find yourself doing this about 2-3 months, and you start realizing that your clothes aren't fitting the way they used to fit. It's getting a little bit tight in the shoulders and the waist and the hips. Also, when you're doing your chores around the house and when you go to work, you find yourself a little bit lethargic and tired all the time. Getting up fast, you start getting dizzy and you start getting headaches, and you wonder why your body's changing so much. In actuality, your body is drastically changing because of your diet. You're having more unhealthy foods being put in your body than you are healthy foods. What happens is your body is an indicator that you need to eat better so then you can move a little bit better and be a little bit more healthier. Look, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I work full time. When I come home, I find the time so that my family can eat a good, healthy, proportioned meal. If I can do it, you can do it. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Economic Research, Americans today, about 48.9% Americans eat out than they do at home. That means that the average person eats about 205 meals a year. That's 205 meals that you have no control over the ingredients that are coming into your body. What I want to talk to you about is how cooking at home is very cost effective. You can also control the ingredients and the portions of food that your family eats and yourself, and also how eating at home can prevent disease and obesity. So let's talk about how you can control the ingredients and the portions in your life and actually in your meals. The human body is a machine, and like a car needs fuel to run, and like it needs oil and all the necessities, and that it needs to work and have a high performance, your body is the same way. Your body needs healthy and nutritional food so that it can run. It also needs exercise so then it can move the way it's made. So then your body can be a high performance car, just like that. Now, cooking at home ensures proper diet. Portioning is the biggest thing. When you go eat out at a restaurant, what happens is you basically get what you pay for. So if you pay for a $15 meal, you basically get a $15 meal. Sometimes your steaks are huge and they put big portionings on your plate, and you feel obligated to eat all that food because you paid for it. Well, portioning is very important in dieting and a healthier lifestyle. In actuality, 2/3 of your plate should be either vegetables, fruit, or some type of fiber or starch. Only 1/3 of it should be a meat, poultry, pork, beef, or fish. Some ingredients, if taken or eaten too much of it, can be harmful for your body. For example, salt. According to the USDA recommendation of how much salt you can intake daily should be about 24 milligrams of salt. That's about a teaspoon of salt a day. Anything more than that would cause your body to have to work harder to process that stuff. After time, if you continue to eat too much salt causes high blood pressure, it causes heart disease, and it also causes stroke or death. Another ingredient that if you eat too much of is unhealthy is butter or margarine. Margarine especially. What people don't know is that margarine is one molecule short of being plastic, basically. According to the Harvard Medical Center Research Center, margarine, yeah, eating too much margarine can increase the risk of heart disease in women. So you can control the amount of margarine or butter that you put in your foods when you cook at home. You can't do that when you're eating out. You don't know how much they cook when they're eating out. Also, when you're cooking at home, you can control how much fat contents that you put in your food. Meaning, you can start buying low-fat milk, low-fat cheeses to incorporate, and your family can get the best and healthy meal possible. So now that you understand how the ingredients and the portioning is important, we have to actually talk about how cost effective it is to cook at home than it is to eat out. Cooking at home saves the family so much money. With the economy being the way it is these days, more families are eating home than they are eating out. Restaurants have actually had to raise their prices on their food because it costs so much for them to have to buy the products out there because those prices have been raised. So let's compare eating at home, a hamburger at home, to a hamburger, a dollar double cheeseburger at the McDonald's menu. A double cheeseburger at McDonald's is about 3 ounces of meat. 3 ounces of meat, we're going to equivalent that to about 3 pounds of beef. So with 3 pounds of beef, we can make 16 double cheeseburgers at McDonald's. Okay, so if we buy all the ingredients to a double cheeseburger, like ketchup, mustard, pickles, onions, and the bread, according to the global grocery list, we pay about $13.44 to make 16 cheeseburgers, double cheeseburgers, just like the ones that you buy at McDonald's. Now, if you buy 16 double cheeseburgers that cost $1 at McDonald's with tax, it costs you about $17.12. That's about between a $3 to $4 difference in cost than to eat at home. Another thing about those 16 cheeseburgers that you make at home, you can grill them all and freeze them and keep them at home. If you want to freeze them in bulk, you can put them in these awesome freezer bags, you can put the contents and the date in there. Or if you want to cook by day, you can put them in smaller. This is a quart freezer bag, which you can also put the contents and date, but you can put maybe 3 cheeseburgers or 3 burgers in here as opposed to 16 in one large one. Not only will your family can eat healthier because you prevent all the preservatives that you would get in McDonald's, but also you would have quick meals that you can eat in a daily basis. So now that we understand how cost effective eating at home is as opposed to eating out, let's talk about how it can prevent disease and obesity. According to statistics, about 8 out of 10 people are overweight. That is a lot of people. About 58 million people are overweight. About 40 million people are obese. And 3 million people in the world are morbidly obese. That is a lot of overweight people. What people don't understand is that obesity can cause cancer. According to the American Institute Cancer Research, they have a clear correlation between obesity and cancer. They've linked 100,000 types of cancer to obesity. So how can that possibly be? How can obesity be connected to cancer? Well, what happens is when you lose weight, you actually increase in hormones. Or